Why accepting the truth can be difficult. Why is it so difficult for some of us to believe in life after death? We have discussed why some skeptics may never give up their position, but what about those who would like to believe but cannot bring themselves to do so? I'd say a main reason is that it's hard to shake off what one has been taught since kindergarten. The science of life we learned in school is based on an erroneous tenet, that consciousness and intelligence came about as results of evolution. The truth is the other way around. Evolution came about as a result of consciousness and intelligence. A quick summary of what we were taught goes like this. First RNA, then DNA came along. This happened by accident. One-celled animals formed in the sea and became more complex over time as traits developed that helped them survive. Random mutations produced ever more complex organisms that won the battles for survival. The fittest were able to propagate and pass on their genes. Eventually, some crawled out of the sea and evolution continued on land. Brains, which had happened by accident and gave their owners big advantages over the brainless, became more complex and created awareness and intelligence. In a nutshell, that's what we learned. But it seems more logical, given what we now know, that consciousness and intelligence came first and are the bedrock of all that is. Evolution was helped along by grace, which is a phenomenon of the life force or ground of being. Let me tell you what makes sense to me based on everything we know that's been set down in this book up to now. In the beginning, only one consciousness existed, only one mind. Now, many separate consciousnesses exist. Sentient beings have their own unique consciousness as a result of evolution. Consciousness is not caused by electrons jumping across synapses. Consciousness just is. Some of it became separated into unique souls as morphogenetic fields formed in the primal consciousness or ground of being. This ground of being is the clay that evolution molded into who we are, a result of the long journey up from RNA, DNA, and the first sparks of consciousness that formed one-celled creatures in the sea. Mystics refer to sparks being cast out from the Tao or Godhead. They are referring to the differentiated consciousness of these morphogenetic fields. Primitive morphogenetic fields became more and more complex over time as they adapted to their environments in their quest for growth and survival. As the millennia passed, portions of the ground of being of consciousness evolved objective awareness. Parenthetically, this may be how the universe reproduces itself, sort of like an amoeba dividing and subdividing and dividing again. Even though we are separate, however, we nonetheless remain connected to and part of the ground of being from which we came, just as a TV channel remains part of the complete band of TV channel frequencies. Our bodily senses make us feel separate. These are necessary, of course, for us to function in the physical realm. We need them to operate our bodies. In the East, the sense of separation is seen as an illusion created by the senses called Maya. Created in the likeness of our Creator. Consciousness, the ground of being, is the bedrock of all that is. But for it to enter into and experience physical reality requires a brain and a body. Once encapsulated in a body, consciousness experiences primarily through the focal point of the brain via the medium of eyes, ears, sense of smell, taste, and touch. It seems this nexus is where consciousness is located. In a way it is, but remote viewing and retrieval of information through psychic means are still possible because we remain at all times part of the one mind.